welcome to Hawkeye Tonite. I'm your host, Jenny Hawk. Tonight, the theme of our show is positivity and enlightenment. So exciting. So the first thing I'd like to talk about is some comments that I received about last week's show. And this is not a positive or a negative comment. It's not a criticism. It's just a notation. I think that's the spirit in which it was meant. That I seemed to be laughing at a couple of points, and at one point it looked like I was going to be sick. It's not something I talk about often, but I do have a bit of a nervous condition that is secondary to vestibular neuritis that is either idiopathic or perhaps the result of some kind of a zoster virus that periodically flares up and gives me an awful case of vertigo, firstly, and secondly, sometimes uncontrollable nervous laughter, spontaneous. I'm not going to talk any more about it than that. And I just thank you all for your cards and letters and your prayers and your understanding. Next, social media. So, trying to view this positively, continuing my relationship with positive aspects of social media vis-a-vis this show. And we've gotten a couple of more tweet follows, so I think we're up to 6, and that's somewhat disappointing, but it's also encouraging, depending on which way you look at it. And there are also comments when I post the videos, namely, somebody is putting first on each video that is posted, and I've tried to answer that person, but I'm not exactly sure how to do that, so I'll just say it now. Actually, since I put a comment on each video saying, enjoy this video, or hey, this is our show, please enjoy it, I'm the first, so it's never gonna happen for you. So, you're probably rushing after the show to wait on YouTube for the thing to go up, like an eBayer anxiously clicking on, increase bid, and it's just not gonna happen. So don't waste that kind of energy. You can put it towards something else like positivity and enlightenment in the world. Oh, and someone said something that I can't even repeat at all, but it involved the 4-letter CU word, and I don't even know what it meant, but it's not necessary, so let's not do that towards the spirit of positivity and enlightenment. And then this weird thing happened that a hacker trolled my Facebook, and I'll explain. I wore something last week that I'm going to show you in a minute, and if you've seen the show, and I'm sure you have, it was a dress that was form-fitted here, a dark color, and an A-line skirt. And let's bring that up and see. Let's take a look at that outfit that I had on. Okay, see that outfit? And it's filmed with love. I hope you can see it. And if not, go back and watch last week's show again until you get a good idea of the outfit. So as I'm looking at this, an advertisement pops up on Facebook saying, here's a dress that you would like, and it's a copy of the same dress. So why are they trolling me that closely? That they're looking at the dress and then they're doing some kind of dress recognition software and then trying to pick dresses that I'm gonna buy. I don't buy the same dress over and over. And also it's creepy. Show the picture so everyone can see exactly. I mean, look, it's the same dress, and it came right up as I was looking at my own self on Facebook in the same dress. I mean, that is not done. Way to make a lady feel uncomfortable, Facebook. So I'm not so sure how I feel about the Facebook, although thank you to all my friends, and thank you for all the likes, because I enjoyed that part of it very much. And I guess you have to take the good with the things that are on their way to being good. My guest this evening who I'm going to bring out in a moment is Continuity Supervisor Jellem Manastre. Very exciting job. I spend a lot of time down at the Learning Annex, so I can find these kinds of professional people that bring so much content to the show for you, the viewer. I think it's really fantastic what we're doing, and I really hope we can continue. That sounds a little bit cryptic, and I guess I shouldn't hope, I should have faith that we're going to continue. But I've seen Master Woodworker Jim McNary lurking around this building. I suspect he wants a show. Woodworking shows can be popular, yes, but it's very different from what we're doing here. I have the gift of gab. Oh, I messed up when I said that. Isn't that so adorable? I have the gift of gab, and that's why I have this show, and people like this show a lot. So this show will continue on and on and on and on and on. Let's bring out the guest. My guest, Mr. Jellem Manastre, Continuity Supervisor. Please come to the stage.
Hello, Jenny.
Hello, welcome.
It's lovely to see you again.
Please have a seat. It's so nice to see you. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having me, Jenny.
You're welcome. You're very suave and boner, if I may say.
Yes, that's the correct pronunciation.
Thank you. I have a question for you.
Oh.
You're a continuity supervisor.
Indeed, yes.
I've noticed that there is a prevalence of beards in Los Angeles. Many people having beards. Men having beards.
Well, let's not discriminate. I mean, mostly men.
Yes, no, correct. Sorry. And to those women out there who have beards, that's okay as well. I include you. This is a showing of inclusion, and thank you for pointing that out for me. So about the beards, statistically, anecdotally, from my observation, it used to be about 2 beards to 8 non-beards. Mm-hmm. And now it's more the reverse. You see maybe 8 beards for every 2 non-beards.
Yes, that's a very good point you make. The prevalence of beards among men, as it were, has increased over the past few years. And as a continuity supervisor, this is something I have to keep very close track of.
This is hence my question. And specifically, do you have to measure the beards so that when a number of days have passed from scene A to scene B, you have the appropriate beard growth to show that those number of days have passed?
Well, there's actually a little trick that continuity supervisors use to solve such a problem.
Do tell.
Well, there's a constant rate of growth among beard hair that we can assume most men have. And if they don't, the beards will regress to the mean such that the aggregate of beards will grow at a constant rate, like gravity. So we take the formula for beard growth, we multiply it by the aggregate population, and no bringing rulers onto the street to measure people's faces. We have an answer. That's it's close enough for continuity.
I see. So you do a sort of an algorithm in pre-production.
Indeed.
Wow.
High school calculus. It's useful all over again.
Yeah. Math is not my strong suit. I mean, parts of math would be, but not that part of math. So I'm glad that's your job and not mine.
Well, I think you could do it if you put your mind to it, Jenny.
Oh my gosh, you're a sweetheart. So that's a great answer.
Well,
Thank you.
That's the answer.
Thank you for that.
It's the correct answer.
So without editorializing too much, do you find all these beards to be a bit of a nuisance?
Well, I mean, there are more of them. And anything that there are more of can ultimately interfere with continuity, since we prefer the status quo to maintain for as long as possible.
I see.
So we do subtly encourage people not to change any of their habits, facial hair, dress, hours that they eat, but people, they do what they do.
So what if you have a fellow who has an enormous amount of testosterone?
I've met a few fellows like that before. I bet you have too, Jenny.
This is not that kind of show.
Oh, well, I have medically low testosterone, so...
Oh, my. We don't have to talk about that.
Okay,
here.
I just thought I would share freely.
All right.
That's the case.
Okay.
I have to supplement. And I eat a lot of fortified oats in the morning for testosterone.
That helps the situation?
Yes. WebMD says so I say so.
Goodness. Is that because of horses?
Yes, horses are very muscular and have a lot of hormones as a consequence, and they eat oats. And so logically, scientifically, if you eat oats, then you are that much more
Fascinating.
equine, as it were.
Oh my goodness. Well, it's getting a little heavy, so let's go in the spirit of our show of positivity and enlightenment. Let's go to a segment that I call Dreams That We've Had.
Are we having a dream right now?
I think I'm having a dream.
Oh, there we go.
That was beautiful. So,
I think I blacked out for a moment.
I did as well. I think it's all the testosterone in the room, or the oats
Well,
being sown.
that's a good one.
Thanks. It's a little fresh, but I try to keep it fresh, literally and figuratively.
I bet you do, Jenny.
Oh my. So, dreams we've had. Let's talk about dreams we've had. You go first.
Okay. Just off the top of my head.
Yes.
The most recent dream I've had, I was in a bank and I was trying to withdraw money, but no one spoke English and the teller looked like my mother, except that she had a lizard head on her body. Do you know what that means?
Well, it can't be good. But I will tell you this. I understand that talking about your dreams in a literal way is supposed to be very uninteresting to people. So what I thought is more that we would talk about our lifetime dreams.
I'm sorry, was that uninteresting?
No, it was the exception to the rule, but because of the lizards.
I much prefer to be interesting, Jenny.
Oh, well, you're being a wonderful guest, and I'm very sorry if I've implied otherwise.
All right, well, I won't share any more dreams then.
I'm going to course correct this segment because we should talk about our lifetime dreams. And our lifetime dreams can be also like our sleeping dreams. For example, my lifetime dream is to be a talk show host. And I am a talk show host, and I have my own show.
So you're living your dream?
In a way, but it's kind of like, not as much like a dream where you win the lottery, but kind of like one where you're at school and all the lockers are around and then you realize you're sitting on the toilet and you can't, there's nothing to cover up with, and then people start seeing you.
Oh, the toilets in the outdoors.
I know. Those are the worst dreams. But what's your lifetime dream?
My lifetime dream?
Yeah, awake dream.
Awake dream.
Yes.
Hopes and aspirational things. Well, I've always hoped that I could sort of freeze time and just take a snapshot of the whole world and just leave it that way. Frozen.
Wow. Forever?
Yes, forever.
I think they did a movie about that. About the world being frozen.
Really?
I think so.
You mean like the day after tomorrow, like the global warming, post-apocalyptic? No.
No, I think it was a movie called Frozen. It was about how the world got frozen.
Oh.
There's a lot of songs in it. It's very popular.
I'm aware of it, but I've never...
No, neither have I. But the way you talk about freezing things, is that why you became a continuity supervisor?
Yeah.
Because you like for things to be frozen in a certain way.
You're very perceptive, you know that?
Thank you.
Yes, since obviously my dream is a fictional one. I can't actually freeze the world.
Oh,
I don't
no.
actually have a time turner like from the Harry Potter universe.
Gosh, I hope not. I mean...
So the closest that I can get
Yes.
is to try to maintain things as they are for as long as possible, at least to a statistical point of relevance. And that's what really blood. And it also makes my blood boil. Gets me very excited.
All right. Whatever makes you happy. Yes? Happy?
Yes.
All right.
What makes you happy, Jenny?
That's a great question. Whenever I can go out into the world and interact with people in a positive way, not be angry with them, not fall into any trap of thinking people are idiots because they don't do things in a certain way, not calling people names under my breath, especially while driving, like, oh, look at that moron, or oh my God, what an idiot, or people are just not good at their jobs. That's the thing that I stopped saying.
Do you know statistically 85% of people are not good at their jobs?
That's really not good for my positivity outlook, but I'm certain that's correct.
Why?
And I would say 95% of people, especially people who work on public access. And I bet that if Jim McNary was in here doing a show about wood joinery, things would be running like clockwork. And there wouldn't be white cards. There would be the proper color of cards. Whatever color Jim McNary wants, probably he's going to get. Don't think I don't know what's going on right behind my back and in front of my face that I saw before earlier today.
Is there a conspiracy out to get you, Jenny?
I would say conspiracy is even too good a word to put on it. It's got a bunch of people creeping, trying to steal my show from me.
Just subtly trying to undermine you.
Maybe. But you know, if you don't see it, then maybe it's not happening. Do you know what I mean?
I do. The head in sand theory. Ostriches do that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, I was thinking more of manifesting my own reality, that I have my show and will continue to have my show forever and ever and ever and ever. Because it's a great show. People love it. We have hundreds and almost 1,000 fans.
Wow.
On Facebook, on Twitter. Please give me more follows. You're going to get a prize if you do. Whoever gives me the most Twitter follows will get this prize. Ready for it?
It squawks.
I know. Well, I don't think it's a squawk. It's like a majestic
It's a cry?
cry. Thank you.
Okay.
It's the cry of the hawk, and my cry is, "You'll never take my show, James McNary. Never. 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 I know where you live." I mean that not literally, but you know what I mean? Metaphorically, like where you know.
Yeah, you know where someone's at.
Exactly. You know their story.
Philosophically.
You know how to reach in and grab a hold of what makes them whole and smash it into a billion pieces so they never recover, ever
Or make
again.
a copy of their house key and
That's one of the ways to do it, so that they never get a good night's sleep again.
Yeah, as a continuity supervisor, I have many, many keys.
To people's homes.
Yeah. I'm given that authority, yes.
People's homes who are in the movies?
Well, sure, yeah, of course. I can't let them change anything while they're being filmed. So sometimes I have to watch over them while they're, getting ready in the bathroom in the morning. As necessary. At my discretion.
My guest is Continuity Supervisor Jellem Manastre, and thank you for being on the show. It's very nice having you here.
Wonderful.
That puts me in mind of a positive thing, and I'd like to keep the show positive if I can. We've gotten a lot of fan letters, and in fact, we got one from the LAPD.
Wow.
Yes, and I've been in a bit of a Twitter chat with Chief of Police, LAPD Chief of Police Cho Manastre. And we've been having a bit of a back and forth. So I think we can count the LAPD as one of our many fans. And so...
A back and forth,
Yes, exactly. So
Just
they...
friendly, or is there something more to it?
Well, it gets heated, but things get heated between friends. But they drive by my house often. So just out of friendliness, just to just make sure everything's cool. Because I'm friends with them.
Have they threatened you, Jenny?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. So I have another question for you, Continuity Supervisor Jellem Manastre. So a lot of guys, men in Hollywood. They wear knit hats that are a winter garment in weather that is near 100 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
This is incongruous. How does that conflict with your sensibilities vis-a-vis continuity?
Well, I think that you've pretty much stated it in the question. It does conflict with our notions, or really any notions of continuity. Wearing warm hats in the summertime is not appropriate on any level, nor is it a fashion movement, so occasionally we have to poison these people.
So I don't like the knit hats very much.
Yes, nor do I. No, not at all.
But you shouldn't poison people. And you shouldn't say you're going to poison people on TV.
Oh, well, no, I mean, not literally. No.
So you're figuratively going to poison people who are wearing knit hats.
Just as continuity prescribes,
All right, that sounds credible to me. That sounds credible. That could be a show.
It should be a show.
Oh, I'd like that.
Just make statements and figure out which ones are plausible.
Yeah, exactly. That sounds credible. I like it. But I'm still doing this show. So keep your grubby mitts off my time slot. So, since we're talking about love today, enlightenment, positivity, let's do a segment about things that I love. These are a few of the things that I love. Oh, I love that.
It's a great graphic.
Thank you. I didn't make it. I don't really do that kind of work around here, but I love that. Whoever put that together, thank you. They'll probably be the first one poached by that creeper McNary.
You got something on your mind?
No. Things that I love, that's what it's on my mind.
Okay.
But please, you say first something that you love.
I love the smell of bacon in the morning.
Oh, who doesn't? That's a great one. I mean, it involves killing animals, but I usually start my day with like half a pound of bacon, easily.
Well, my theory is that since so many animals are killed already,
Yes.
that it's irresponsible not to eat the bacon that's made from them.
Oh, you make a very good point. I may have to sit with it and think about it for a minute as far as the direction that it goes in.
Mm-hmm. I mean, similarly, if you don't purchase guns, they could end up in the hands of people that you don't want to have them, so you should have as many guns as possible to keep them safe.
Wow. Well, as much as I love that point, we never talk about politics on this show.
Oh.
So...
Was that politics?
It gets close, and I like to keep it light and, like, keep the substance, like, at the door,
Gotcha.
if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
You're a great guest.
You're a great host. And those white index cards highlight your outfit.
Oh, that's so nice of you to say, because were you aware that I was feeling very stressed out about having white cards?
You mentioned it, yes. We have to notice everything when we're into continuity.
Oh, so if I all of a sudden came out, like, with blue cards, you'd be like, cut,
Indeed.
replace those cards.
That is not contiguous.
Oh, that's wonderful. You have a wonderful job, and you seem like you're very good at it.
I think I was born to do it. That's what I tell my coworkers.
I'm sure they love you.
Yeah.
That's a thing that they love, is
Aw,
you.
I never thought of it that way.
My guest is Jellem Manastre. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
I'm going to say something I love, and that is air supply. You probably know it from last week's show. And I'm also going to say that Italian guy who is here, Russian Italian, making me so hungry. Doesn't that sound like Russian Italian? It sounds like a delicious salad.
Like borscht with noodles in it.
You know, he was talking about that,
Mm-hmm.
but not with noodles.
No?
I think I would have been more comfortable if we'd gotten into noodles, but anyway, that Italian was kind of a liar because it is not a musical anywhere, and I think it can be. And I think we should workshop it. And anyone out there who would like to participate, just keep in mind that I will always do the part of the short guy with the dark mulleted haircut because I have the best voice match with him. And I did take some voice lessons with a classically trained and wonderful voice lady called Nancy, and she was wonderful. And she said my range was very interesting.
You could be in a cover band.
A cover band?
An Air Supply cover band.
Oh, I'm going to do Air Supply the musical.
Oh.
Somebody get Jim Steinman on the phone ASAP. So if anyone knows how to sing the blonde guy parts, let's do it. Let's make some music. Let's workshop that because I think it would be a miracle.
What's their most popular song, Air Supply?
Well, they have Lost in Love, Making Love Out of Nothing at All, I'm All Out of Love. Those are my three favorites.
Oh, that one I know, yeah.
Yes. Isn't it great?
Mm-hmm. I know you were right. I know it was so long. I'm all out of love. I'm
What
so
am I without you? I can't be too late to say that I was so wrong. Why did you cut away from me? I was just being plaintive. Plaintive?
Yes.
Plaintive?
Or plaintiff as opposed to plaintiff.
Can you say plaintive?
As opposed to a jury
Yeah, see,
court
that
plaintiff.
puts me in mind of getting sued or
Yeah.
suing someone.
Yeah.
You have a beautiful singing voice.
Thank you
Would
very
you like
much,
to be in
Jenny.
Air Supply the musical with
I
me?
would love to be in Air Supply the musical.
All right, we're going to put this together. We're going to workshop this. We're going to sing it. We're going to make a story behind the songs.
We're not going to alter any of the original songs, are we?
Of course. Have you met me?
Good. That just would offend my sensibilities as a
We are on the
continuity.
same. We are on the same book about this musical.
Wonderful.
Okay, I have to give you a gift.
Oh,
I would like to present you with this Hawkeye Tonite T-shirt for yourself.
thank you so
No,
much,
thank
Jenny.
you. You've been a wonderful guest. You are a source of future projects and talent for me. You have commented wonderfully about my white cards to the point where Joshy is not going to get in trouble this time.
It's got a hawk on it, Jenny.
Yes, that's the theme of the show.
That's amazing. A hawk is a very powerful animal.
Yes, it is.
Do you know
It
that
is
the
indeed.
the Cheyenne Indians believe that it was a hawk that allowed them to eat buffalo for the first time? Because in their mysticism, buffaloes ate people until a hawk, on behalf of the human race, won a race against a buffalo, and then humans could hunt buffalo for the first time.
Wow. So maybe that's why I'm such a big meat eater. Even though I'm mostly, I'm like a vegan, but I eat a lot of meat.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I know it sounds weird, but it works for me so well. I mean, health-wise. Except for my vestibular neuritis that is, I think, secondary to some kind of zoster.
Yeah, I heard you mention that before.
I'm not going to talk about it. But,
Do you know that arginine actually feeds the herpes zoster virus?
I did know that, and it means don't eat so many nuts.
Exactly. Nuts or red meats, which have a lot of arginine in them, or arginine supplements, which some people take if they have low testosterone, for instance.
Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you, Jenny.
I suspect it's over. Because it says 0.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't like making mistakes. That McNary is lurking around every corner.
Yes, well.
Bye, everyone. Join us next week.